Welcome back to our live feed of the Racing Roundup Show. You're getting an inside look as we're reestablishing. We've got a lot of things going on here at Polly's. Next week, we're at Danny Lynch's at the corner of Lincoln and Highway 100. More details on that on the show in just a few minutes. Thanks for sticking with us. We're not going to play a commercial yet? Okay. All right. Okay. So as our stream is live, you can catch our show all the time on Tuesdays through September. We've got a couple things to tell you about. We got a remote next week at Danny Lynch's at the corner of Lincoln and Highway 100. We're back here at Polly's Pub and Eatery on August 30th and the Tuesday after Labor Day. And the Tuesday after that, we're going to find out where we're going, so it's going to be a lot of fun. So go to our website, the schedule page on racingroundupshow.com. We can just move on, I think. Okay. Okay, let's do it now.
The cars and stars of the ARCA Menard Series return to the Milwaukee Mile for the Sprecher 150. Sunday, August 28th, the best of the best race for 150 laps, plus the Big 8 late models and the Upper Midwest Vintage Series. It all begins with qualifying at 11:30 and racing at noon. Save big money on discounted tickets at Menards and visit trackenterprises.com for more info. It's the ARCA Menard Series and 2 other classes, Sunday, August 28th at the Milwaukee Mile. Be there!
427-1000 American Foundation. Cracks and leaks in your basement, have no fears. We've been fixing those things for over 60 years. Trust and dedication, that's American Foundation.
Call American right now for huge savings.
427-1000 American Foundation.
When we decided to get our crack-leaky basement done, I am so glad we called American Foundation. It gave us a sense of confidence, and it gave us our basement back.
And it was the right choice.
Thank you very much.
American Foundation Specialist has been fixing basements since 1947. Satisfied customers are the future at American. Call American for huge savings at
427-1000 American Foundation.
And we're back on the Racing Roundup Show. Glad to have you along on this Tuesday night live at Polly's Pub and Eatery. It's time to say thank you to our friends at Allied Resource Recovery. They're sponsoring this segment of the program. Allied Resource Recovery has 3 locations at 80th and Burnham right here in West Dallas. ARR Waukesha Recycling is at 1001 Tesh Court. And you can cash in at National Salvage on South 44th Street across from where the Milwaukee Brewers play. Visit their website, AlliedResourceRecovery.com. Well, lots of giveaways after the program tonight, so come on down and join us at Polly's. We have giveaways for the people here in our audience. We have bottles of Anderson's Pure Maple Syrup. Austin Hartman brought along a team hat and t-shirt. Thank you, Austin. Race tickets to this Sunday's Cornfest IRA Sprints and Badger Midget Race Festival at Angel Park Speedway in Sun Prairie. Yeah, I wrote that myself. Can you tell? I'm pretty excited. Race tickets to this Friday night's Championship Night with double features at Madison International Speedway. Thanks to Mike Formella. We have some Matt Gold Tools swag from him. He's the Matt Gold Tools distributor and owns the car that Joe Bongiorno drives in the dirt late models. So looking forward to seeing Mike at the track. You can see him. He's been doing it for 40 years. Ron Stryker, year 41 now, working with Joe Bongiorno as well as they continue to run well. And the car sitting right out here in the racetrack, right here in the driveway. Excuse me. They're hitting the racetrack again this weekend. We'll tell you more about what they're racing next in a few minutes. A gift from the Villages Motor Racing Fan Club. Thank you. We've got that on the giveaway stash as well. NASCAR Racing Collectibles from Greenfield Gallery Sales. They're available on Facebook and eBay. They're always buying your collection. We also have some hats from the great products available at D&H Sales in Sheboygan. We have some Wright and some Toro hats. So thanks to Brad Dahmer, the folks at D&H Sales and Service in Sheboygan, your Sheboygan Power Center in Sheboygan, right off I-43. We welcome in now a couple of guys who'll be really busy this coming Sunday, one driving, one talking. Let's welcome in 2 guys that are at Angel Park Speedway to provide the action and the fun. Welcome in Zach Krieger and IRA rookie driver Austin Hartman. Guys, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having us. Yeah.
Zach, we're starting with you. You said, hey, can I get on the show to talk about Cornfest? And I said, I might talk more about Cornfest than you do, man. It's going to be exciting this Sunday. There's a whole lot going on at the Prairie in Angel Park.
Yeah, it's such a big schedule. It's not only at the track either, that there's a lot of stuff going on. Of course, it's Sun Prairie, sort of, I guess, city fair you would call it as well with Cornfest. So it's definitely going to be a very fun weekend with going out to the rides and stuff in the morning and then getting to see some pretty good racing action at night.
Yeah, and the fans, you're in for a treat. There's a kids club that they have at Angel Park Speedway with the Badger Midgets, and they're asking the drivers and teams to put together backpacks full of school supplies. So we're talking like 100 backpacks full of school supplies to be given out at the racetrack on Sunday as well. That's kind of a neat initiative for the teams and the fan club to get behind.
Indeed, it was started at least a little bit by a Badger Midget president, Amy Schultz, and she kind of had the idea, and I think they may have been doing this before this year, but it's just getting a lot of the teams that are going to be there, getting a lot of the people that are going to be there. You know, kids are going back to school, and what's better to give away to the community?
Yeah, it's really cool. Right before school starts, you get a full big backpack. So that's, again, part of the program on Sunday night. The Badger Midgets in action, as well as the driver that's racing there. Again, Austin Hartman had a chance to race there earlier this summer, and a bunch in the 360s as we chatted before the show. But Austin, you're pretty, I imagine you're pretty excited for a racetrack return at one of the tracks you've been on as an IRA rookie, going back for another time.
Yeah, pretty excited. I actually won my first heat race there last year in the 360, beat Kurt Davis.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, we got to note that. And but no, I've always felt comfortable on that track. You know, it's pretty wide open, and just keep the pedal down.
Finished 11th there back in June. Anticipation, I'm guessing, to crack the top 10, top 5 is not out of the question for you on Sunday, I'm guessing.
Yeah, our team has come a long way, development, and myself, I've come a long way, I'd like to say, and I don't know, we'll see.
We're now in the swing of the season. The weather in the spring kind of hampered us in getting going. It was like, what do I have? I don't know, when can I race? Is it this week, next week? Now we're at it, Austin. When it comes to this season, what did you guys prepare for, and how did this 410 opportunity come together for you guys to run with the bumper-to-bumper IRA Outlaw Sprint Series?
Yeah, so I started my racing career 2 years ago in a 360. Me and my buddy, who's actually here tonight, Hunter Annis, we put a car together when I was 18, and we built from there. And then he said to me this winter, he's like, you know, I really don't want to run Plymouth 23 nights a year, so I kind of talked with Mom and, you know, my biggest sponsor, Christine Hartman, Pleasant View Realty, and I was like, you know, we really want to do this gig, and we thought it through, thought ways to do it, and eventually just put it together with the help of one of my other sponsors, AF Incorporated, Ozzy and Fran, and they own Scotty Thiel's Ride, and they were a great help, and we put together an engine program to go and run.
And I was reading up on you before tonight's program. They still helping you. They were thrashing with you guys to get that car ready the last time you ran, right?
Last year, I had a tough season. They always say, like, your sophomore year in racing is pretty tough. Well, I can attest to that. And I completely junked 2 cars and went through all my equipment. And Ozzy and Fran were generous enough to put one of their spare cars together for me. We kind of put my parts that were good yet, and then put his parts in it, and I ended up finishing out the season with the IRA. So that kind of gave us a taste into what it was like to travel with them, and we kind of just put it together that we wanted to do it.
Hanging out with Austin Hartman is racing this Sunday at Angel Park Speedway during Corn Fest. It's a huge festival. You can walk in, hang out. The corn is amazing. 2 divisions, Badger Midgets. You're there for that, I know. I actually had probably 4 or 5 years of corn, probably in one day at the racetrack when I was back there last time I was announcing. I was hoping that the cars would just keep hot lapping because I didn't have to say a whole lot during hot laps, but it didn't really work out. But I snuck down as much as I could. Zach, when it comes to this weekend, there's a lot going on. It's a festival atmosphere, but what have you enjoyed working with the folks for the first time this year at Angel Park Speedway?
Really just getting used to it. You know, I've been at the announcing stuff for around a year and a half now, and it was a big change going from down in my basement on iRacing doing it to stepping out to a real track to really getting my feet wet. You know, I want to thank, of course, Matt Vowdy for just everything that he has helped me with this year. He has just been amazing when it comes to asking him a question, you know, giving me just a quick, you know, oh, hey, go to Victory Lane, or here, have the mic for this division. You know, he's been super generous with that, and definitely appreciative of him. And, of course, guys like Greg McCarnes for even giving me the opportunity out at Slinger. He has just been, or Sun Prairie, my mistake, I didn't think when I sent out those emails earlier in the year, like, hey, anybody have an opening at a track? I didn't think I was going to get a response, nor a response as fast as maybe 7 hours. He was on it, and he was ready. So big shout out to Greg. He's just been super helpful. And and everybody else, just going around at different tracks. I was supposed to do some shows out at Beaver Dam, which never came to fruition, unfortunately, because of, the crappy Wisconsin weather that we've had this year, and done a few stuff down at Slinger, and it's been very cool, to say the very least, to kind of get my first year wet in real life, announcing, first year is, I would consider to be very, very exciting, very good.
Yeah, we got a couple of rookies, I guess, then. We've got Zach, who's spent a lot of time around race cars, at racetracks, helping on crews. I want to find out a little bit more about Austin Hartman. Austin, you said just 2 years behind the wheel before this year. Were you a track rat kid? Were you just watching on TV? Did Christine Hartman just say, hey, if you ever want to race, I want to help you? How'd this all come about for you?
So, I don't know, man. I've been at the track since I was like, yay tall.
Okay.
And then I didn't really start working on cars until I joined the Davis crew, and I owe it to them. They taught me everything that I knew at that time when it came to racing whatsoever. So and then actually Christine didn't even want me to race. it was me. I decided, and then it was kind of like a surprise thing. And at first it wasn't a good response, but she came around.
Yeah, and he's going to be doing a lot more racing this weekend. There's a couple of big races. We mentioned Angel Park Speedway on Sunday night. Saturday night, you get to go to another fair, the Kenosha County Fair at Wilmot Raceway. Have you been around enough fairs and festivals outside the Sheboygan County Fair race weekend in September or whenever it is to really kind of just take it all in, or are you focused on that race car and what needs to get faster?
Yeah, we've been to a couple already. We've been up to Anago this year for their fair, and that was my first half-mile experience with a 410. And
hard charger, I saw that. Check mark, nice job.
It was going good until the rear end broke, and
oops.
Oh, luckily it didn't happen in a corner, or else I'd probably still be in the hospital. But no, it was then the team thrashed to put a new rear end in the car and fix some stuff, and I went out and was only going to take one lap and decided to run the whole race because we were feeling good. But
so when you go to these tracks, so you mentioned you raced at Plymouth a lot with the 360 sprint cars. What has been the biggest challenge for you? All these different tracks, the different horsepower, the competition. What would be some of the factors that you're learning through in your first year running with the IRA cars, including this Saturday at Wilmot and Sunday at Angel Park?
Honestly, I think that's a tough question.
Yeah.
I think it's more like as a driver, you're battling yourself. You're not battling other cars when you're learning, I guess you could say. Like I battled a lot of things with myself and comfortability in the car and the drastic change in horsepower. It doubled from 360. So, it's all just getting comfortable in the car, and you eventually get faster and faster, and you try not to outdrive your head. And that's the biggest thing that I believe that I lacked on my sophomore year. I outdrove my head, and just try not to do that with the 410.
Talk with Austin Hartman, who's raced a bunch already. 14 races with the bumper-to-bumper IRA Outlaw Sprint Series. You also ran a couple times at the World of Outlaws at those shows. How different was that approach, knowing it wasn't about points, it was about racing against some of the best drivers ever to put a sprint car underneath them?
Honestly, drive your ass off to try and keep up with them, because those guys, they mean business. I learned quickly that they got money, and some of their drivers will shove you around. And we ended up wrecking the car on Friday night, and then completely put it back together, re-welded the chassis thanks to Rick and Scotty Neitzel at 1 in the morning, and we came back and made the feature for Saturday night, so that was pretty cool.
Making the A is a big deal.
Oh, yeah.
Some guys try for years to make an A made one time.
Well, yeah,
good job so far.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
What's the rest of your schedule going to be, Austin?
So we have Wilmot, Sun Prairie this weekend. Super excited for Sun Prairie. Then next weekend it's Wilmot with the MSA 360s, and then following that, I believe... That's
on Saturday night, right? The 27th?
Yes,
okay.
Yes, Saturday night. And then I believe the next weekend is Beaver Dam. Yeah, Beaver Dam Raceway. Yeah. So we got 10 more races, I believe, the rest of this year.
Wow.
So right now the engine's off at the builder getting freshened to finish out the remainder of the season, and we'll pick that up, and we should be good to go.
Who are the sponsors helping you make that possible to get that engine freshened for the rest of the year?
Yeah, absolutely. I can't thank Christine Hartman, Pleasant View Realty, Shufflebaum Tree Service, Pallet Works LLC, Bennett Transport Incorporated, Classic Title Services LLC, Feldman Sales and Service, Cobblestone Landscaping, Gretchen Tillman, New American Funding, Jensen Sales and Service, Lee's Color Studio, Racers Hall Sports Bar and Grill, Dave's Fabrication, RC Custom Design with that sick wrap out there, SC Incorporated, AF Incorporated, and Call Girls Motorsports. We got a pretty big backing.
I'm guessing there's more than just you and your buddy now doing
Yeah,
this. Who's
yeah.
all involved with the car?
Yeah, so we got so it's Hunter. I would say he's a learning crew chief as we go on. He's learning a lot, trying to teach him, and I'm trying to teach myself new ways how we can make the car faster, and myself. And we also have Eric, my buddy Eric. He's also my coworker. He has just joined probably in the last month. He came out to North Dakota when we were out there, and he's had a blast. And honestly, he is a big change, and it takes a lot of stress off of Hunter and I's back, because we're the ones, basically working on the car all the time. And but I also can't thank Christine, Andy. They help out a ton behind the scenes that people don't see, and I can't thank them enough. Carly as well, my sister, my girlfriend Caitlin. She couldn't make it tonight. She's under the weather, but and
Probably watching, saying, "Hey, okay, you said my name. All right, we're good."
my dog Ryder. He comes to the track every weekend. He has a blast. But no, it's just there's a lot of people that it takes a lot to do this, and honestly, if you talked to me 2 years ago when I started, I wouldn't imagine we would be where we're at today. It's pretty incredidible.
It is. Where can people find you on social media? And they'll find you in the pits on Saturday at Wilmot and Sunday at Angel Park. But for those that want to follow along and get to know you more, where you find you on social?
You can find us at 87A Hartman Racing on Facebook. We don't have anything else set up right now.
Okay.
But yeah.
That's a great place to be. You
Yeah.
can update it as you go on your phone when you're doing
Absolutely.
things, whatever, yeah. Austin, thanks for spending some time. Zach, before we turn you loose, you're busy on Sunday. I'm guessing the fans should get there early. Lots to take in, lots of food, lots of corn, lots of rides.
Yes.
What time do things get cracking on Sunday at Angel Park?
So pit gates, I want to say open up around 3:30.
Okay.
Or fan gates. Racing action, so hot lap session, kind of stuff like that. I know Badger or IRA is going to be single car qualifying. I'm not 100% sure about Badger quite yet.
All right.
That stuff's all going to start at 5 o'clock. Racing action we try our best to get it going at 6 o'clock. Of course, got a curfew out there, so we really got to get the show going sometimes. But yeah, it's definitely going to be a very exciting weekend. Badger Midgets are just 6 shows left after this weekend. Of course, they're down at Sycamore on Saturday, and then Angel Park again on Sunday, and it's going to be a good show. A lot of winners and very competitive class, and then IRA, of course, with just so many drivers getting wins and a lot of big rookies doing good jobs. Like the guy sitting next to me, and so
it's going to be a lot of fun.
Thanks, Zach.
Sure.
Yeah, it's going to be. We have a little bit of a luck lift that you can rub off on what we do here and do well, Austin. Cracking it, beating that 11th place finish on Sunday from the last time you're at the Prairie. That's object one, but hopefully we can share you some good luck as well as you push your way towards a big weekend in the IRA Outlaw Sprint Series.
I appreciate that.
I want to stand for Austin Hartman joining us and Zach Krieger. Guys, thanks for coming down to tell us a few things about what's going on this weekend with you guys. Thanks for bringing the car and the tickets. Appreciate it very much.
Thank you.
Thanks for being on the show. Make sure you sign our backdrop. Every guest signs the Bob Trado Sign Rider backdrop back there, so please do that. When we come back, we're talking about another young driver we've talked to for a number of years, but he is really doing something special this year. He's driving a dirt late model with Mike Formella, and his entire team is here hanging out with him. The race car's here as well. We're talking to Joe Barngiorno next on the Racing Roundup Show, live at Polly's. Come on back with us.
Join the racing crowd every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Central all season long. Contact us on our website, racingroundupshow.com. We'll be right back with more of the Upper Midwest and Wisconsin racing scene, NASCAR, and the world of motorsports.
Greenfield Gallery wants to buy your racing collection. Do you have die-cast cars from IndyCar, Sprint Car, or short tracks? Greenfield Gallery wants them. If you have old racing programs, racing photos, and negatives, Greenfield Gallery wants those too. Contact Ralph Hibbert Jr. at Greenfield Gallery, who wants to buy your racing collection. Ralph also has an ever-changing eBay store full of racing collectibles. Search Greenfield Gallery. Email Ralph right now to get connected. His email address is ralph@greenfieldgallery.net.
Bobby Gutnick and the technicians at Oak Creek Automotive on South 27th Street in Drexel are experts in automotive repair. For over 30 years and counting, the Napa Certified Car Care Center at Oak Creek Automotive handles emissions testing plus minor to major repair. From oil changes to engine and transmission replacement. Call Oak Creek Automotive 414-761-4600 $32.50. They're open for your convenience Monday through Thursday, 7 a.m. till 9 p.m., and Friday, 7 a.m. till 6 p.m. For all your vehicle repair needs, head to South 27th Street and Drexel to the pros at Oak Creek Automotive.
Danny Lynch's at the corner of Highway 100 and Lincoln is a great place to watch NASCAR races, Packer games, Brewer games, and to meet up with your friends. Joey and Jim Lynch pride themselves on their friendly hospitality and welcome Racing Roundup listeners to stop in to watch all the races on their 14 TVs and flat screens. Danny Lynch's at the corner of Highway 100 and Lincoln has been a longtime supporter of racers, including National Road Racing Motorcycle Champion Dan Volansky. Relax around the big neighborhood bar with 2 pool tables and dartboards surrounded by TVs. Whether you're meeting up before the game, want to watch the races with race fans, or just want to grab a cold one, head to Danny Lynch's at the corner of Highway 100 and Lincoln in West Dallas.
D&H Sales and Service is Sheboygan County's largest steel and outdoor power equipment dealer. Since 2003, owner Brad Dahmer and D&H Sales and Service strives to offer you the best brands with leading manufacturers such as Aaron's, Gravely, Ferris, Simplicity, Snapper, Steel, Wright, and Toro. Each brand is backed by a stocked parts department and the highest level of customer service. All of our inventory is online at SheboyganPowerCenter.com, and when you buy from D&H, you will be shown how to safely operate your ready-to-use equipment. We have over 80 feet of steel display, and we have over 75 pieces of steel equipment in stock. D&H is Sheboygan County's only Brakes and Stratton Diamond dealer with a master service technician and factory-trained service department. D&H Sales and Service is conveniently located off of I-43 in Sheboygan and is an authorized service and warranty center for most brands on the market. We'll service almost any brand of small engine equipment. Call us for details at 920-458-1865. D&H Sales and Service also offers pickup and delivery to Sheboygan, Manitowoc, and Ozaukee counties. Search D&H Sales and Service on Facebook or log on to SheboyganPowerCenter.com today.
Welcome back to the Racing Roundup Show. We are live at Polly's Pub and Eatery this Tuesday evening. It's a wonderful night, 80 degrees outside, about 70 and breezy inside here in this brand new building. Polly's put together a lot of work to get this building nice and ready. It was actually hopping every night after State Fair. We're right across the street from State Fair and the Milwaukee Mile, so come on down and join us tonight. We're back here in 2 weeks' time as well as next Tuesday. We're spending some time with our friends from Team Bonafide. Bonafide Security Solutions night is next Tuesday. We're doing that at Danny Lynch's at the corner of Lincoln and Highway 100 in West Dallas. Information on our website, racingroundupshow.com, on the schedule page. I'd like to tell you that there's a thing called the Bagger Racing League. Heard about it? The Racing Baggers on the mile on September 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. We got more information on that on this show. Have you heard about a Wisconsin sport truck or the Memorial Go-Karts? We got brothers racing those. They're on the show tonight as well. We're also going to be talking a lot about what's going on in the world of motorsports when it comes to local results in about 10 seconds. I want to tell you this portion of the show is brought to you by BMRE Electric Carts in Random Lake. Brad Miller is Wisconsin's only Icon dealer and has in-stock inventory and customizing options available right now on the Facebook page, BMRE Electric Carts Company. We just heard from D&H Sales. They've got a lot of steel products online on their showroom floor, actually, steel pressure washers and all the attachments in stock. See Brad Dahmer and his friendly staff for steel handheld power equipment and premier brands of mowers and lawn equipment just off I-43 in Sheboygan. Their website makes a lot of sense. It's SheboyganPowerCenter.com. We want to tell you that the Bonafide Security Solutions Short Track Report is going to be happening right now. Got a lot to read through here as Joe Bongiorno is waiting his turn. Thank you, Joe, for waiting so patiently. We got to tell people of the world of short track racing as we see it on this Tuesday night, August 16th. For camera and alarm systems for your home or business, programmed card access, and gun safes, it's a lot. Go to Bonafide Security Solutions. Support the racers at Team Bonafide by calling 262-790-9400 or go online to bonafidesafe.com. They protect what you value. The Cheese Curd Cup winners at Madison International Speedway on the Ring of Fire on Friday night included Kyle Stark in the Midwest Dash, Brandon Reedner in the Hobby Stocks, and third-generation MIS winner Penn Sauter in the Bandos. This Friday night is a double feature night and championship night in all NASCAR weekly divisions at Madison International Speedway. Days White Rock and Club Mark are adding to the purse, making each double late model feature $1,500 to win. Both of those, nice. Details, visit misracing.com. CK Contractors, LLC, brings us the happenings at Wilmot Raceway. Hire the pros at CK Contractors for Lake Michigan shore restoration, lot grading, excavation, retention pond building, and more. For more, log on to wilmotraceway.com or ckcontractorsllc.com. The Kenosha County Fair starts tomorrow. Wilmot Raceway's weekly racers are racing tomorrow night, which is a free admission show with a fair ticket. Thursday night at Kenosha County Fair, truck and tractor pull with a combine demo derby. Yep. Friday's rodeo night And this Saturday, the stands will be packed for the Roger Isles Tribute Race of the Ira Outlaw Sprints and one of the biggest Wisconsin wingless races of the year, the 5th annual Bill Grogan Memorial Race. Details at WilmotRaceway.com. Coming up on the show, we'll have Bill Hollins in the groove covering the Dells Alive for 5 race, and he was at WIR to cover the 3rd and final race of the Red, White, and Blue State Championship races in Kaukauna at Wisconsin International Raceway, so stay tuned for that. This Saturday night at Dells Raceway Park is UMA Fan Appreciation Night with Pro Late Models headlining the 5-division night of racing. Qualifying's at 4:30, racing's at 6. Visit DellsRacewayPark.com for more information. Adam Taylor picked up the Badger Midget victory Sunday night at Angel Park Speedway over Todd Cleaver, guest driving Brandon Welty's car. Nick Anvelink was crowned king in the Dirt Late Model feature over Brett Swedberg. Tonight's guest you'll hear from in about 35 seconds. Joe Bongiorno won his heat and was credited with 13th. We'll talk to him more about his race night that started out really good. It didn't end so great, but he had a good run going. Mark it down. The Badger Midgets head to Wilmot Raceway on Saturday night, August 27th. Congrats to Mike Carlson, Steve's son, for picking up his second NASCAR Late Model feature of the season Saturday night at La Crosse Fairground Speedway. Michael Hager picked up the other Late Model main, and they had a rain out that stopped the race short. They finished up that feature. So they had 3 Late Model features at La Crosse on Saturday. Brent Kirchner won that resumption and got to the checkered flag first. Congrats to Steven Shield for winning the 50-lap Late Model feature Saturday night at Jefferson Speedway. Evan Schotko, the Quickie Driver Development Program driver, he won the Battle at Berlin 250 last Wednesday night at Michigan, which followed up his big Jennerstown win last weekend, the Masters of the Pros. And Sammy Smith won the Super Late Model Racetrack Revival at North Wilkesboro Speedway. A couple of big races happened all this past weekend. Superman Jonathan Davenport won the North-South 100 at Florence Speedway in Kentucky. That paid $75,000 to win for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, one of their premier races. So congrats to Jonathan Davenport, who also won up here in Cedar Lake. Wausau's Luke Fenhouse still holds the Cars Pro Late Model Tour points lead after his finish of second Saturday night at Ace Speedway, North Carolina, to William Swalich. Williams now won the last 3. Luke still holds the point lead. Slinger Speedway is highlighted tonight on the Milwaukee CBS 58 News. I saw a little clip on Facebook. They are featured as the, hey, let's visit Slinger. What's going on here with Nicole Coughlin? So that's on tonight's CBS 58 News locally at 10 p.m. Central Time. So check that out. Todd Thielen's on there. Brad Keith is on there. I don't know if Nicole gets to drive around the track or not. I know our next guest loves driving around the racetrack, no matter the size, no matter the surface. He is doing really well this year in a dirt late model. Let's welcome in the driver who's sitting right in the middle of the points run for the championship at Plymouth Dirt Track and with the Wabam Dirt Kings Tour, Joe Bongiorno. Joe, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
There's a long lead-in, I know. And you've been waiting to say, what can I say first? I could say congrats on a great season thus far. You got really clicking with this team.
Thank you. Yeah, it's going really good. We're all happy and proud of the results that we're having so far, and we look forward to finishing the season off and seeing what the rest of it has for us. This race car looks brand new. Nice job getting it ready for the show tonight. Was it brand new after Saturday night? Sunday night? Yeah, we ran on Sunday at Angel Park with the Dirt Kings Tour. We had a pretty good night going. Take us through the night. I know you qualified decent. You won your heat. We qualified 5th, started second in the heat. We were able to win that. Started 5th in the feature, up to 3rd at one point. Running pretty good, running with the fast guys. It felt good. Unfortunately, we had a DNF with right front coilover bolt broke. Oh, boy. But luckily not too much damage for the car, so we already got it ready to go for this Saturday night at Plymouth. There's a lot going on this Saturday night at Plymouth. I'm looking at the point standings. You're 3rd in points, 3 points behind Justin Schmidt and 1 point behind Bill Edler. 3 guys, 3 points. It's been a pretty intense point battle the whole season there. Luckily, 2 guys that are big fans of Plymouth Dirt Track Racing, Chad Marcourt and Greg Wester, they put together a great point fund for us this year with a lot of great prizes. So that's made the competition a little bit stiffer, I think. Everyone wants to do the best that they can. There's a lot of good money and prizes on the line. With what you've done to get to this point, this is your best opportunity and a really good equipment to get that championship done. Have you been able to race as much as you wanted to? I know Plymouth probably is a priority. You've run, I think you've run all but one of the Dirt Kings races too. It's been a busy summer. Yeah, we've been trying to do as many of the Dirt Kings races as we can. We really like supporting that series, and we've been running Plymouth weekly. Barring any rainouts or anything else that they've had there, but. It's been the season's been good for us there. We were able to collect our first feature win earlier this year in May. That was a really big deal for us. I was happy for everyone on our team. It was a big monkey off our back, and we were able to kind of focus on smaller stuff and able to get faster, when we're running with the Dirt Kings Tour guys.
And how involved are you and Chris Rice, your brother from another mother? How involved are you guys every day on that race car?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much every day. I know I'm at the shop almost every day.
Okay.
Chris is, a weekly component of helping maintain the race car. So without guys like him or Goober, my dad, Mike Formella, our car owner, it would be nothing. And
your dad's retired now, so he's got all sorts of time, right?
Exactly, yeah. So he's been a big step up in the tire program.
I'm kidding. I know he's got a lot going on.
Yeah, he still stays busy, but he does a good job with the tires and straightening out any body panels that I crinkle during the races. So I'm thankful for that.
It's actually called parental release because you can stomp. You can take the panel off in 4 seconds with the Zeus fasters, then stomp on it to make it flat again, and then get back on.
He's good at that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ever do some stomping?
I've done some stomping.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Just checking. When it comes to this race car, is it the only car you guys are racing this year? Or do you guys cycle stuff out? Because, I mean, there's more than one race a weekend at times this summer.
Yeah, this has been the only car. This is a brand new car for us from Kryptonite Race Cars at the beginning of the year.
Okay.
We put a Wasota Pro Power engine in it, and it's been very good for us. It's been a good combination. So.
What track or track conditions have you found yourself going, man, this is exactly what I want to feel in this race car? We've
been really consistent at Plymouth, which is what I've been focusing on for the last couple of years, trying to be consistent there and run well. So I've been happy with that. The car's been able to rotate good in the tacky track conditions, which is key with these cars. If your car's tight, then you're gonna be struggling. So I've been happy with how the car's been handling. It's been good every night. We've been able to move forward, and it's been able to. Now I'm able to focus on more what do I need to improve on as a driver, less worry about what the car's doing, and that's been a big step in our program.
And how different is it? I know Mike Formella and Ron Streck have had a long partnership, and you got involved. You worked your way in, and you guys raced together as teammates for a couple years. How different is that dichotomy now that, okay, we got our new car. Are there any Kryptonite chassis? I don't even know if there's any other ones in the pits that you guys bounce ideas off.
No, we are the only Kryptonite chassis that we raced against, and that's kind of, before we bought this car, Mike actually asked me, he said, is there any other chassis brands maybe you want to try? I know the MB Customs cars are fast around here. I said, no, I'd rather just stick with the Kryptonite car because, with the laps that we've logged with it the last 4 years, I think we had a pretty good notebook. We were starting to get the feel that we wanted with it. So I think sticking with the Kryptonite chassis was a good move.
And when it comes to that weekly maintenance, there's a lot going on. We mentioned the Plymouth schedule. What is this week going to be like? Because you're hanging out with us Tuesday night. Would this tonight be the run through the rear end, kind of make sure everything's ready kind of night? Or
yeah, usually Tuesdays are our maintenance night. So we had a little bit longer night last night, which is okay.
Thank you.
We'll work a little longer tomorrow night too, which is fine. But we're able to party tonight, so that's cool. And hang out with you.
And just take a brief moment because it's going to be pressure filled on Saturday, I'm guessing. You race for other championships in karts and Legends cars, but this is another pressure point for you, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I mean, going into the season, I guess I wouldn't have thought we would be 3 points out for the championship and going into the last race. So I guess, whatever happens, I'm going to be happy and proud of my team for what we accomplished. But yeah, we're just going to try to approach it like any other race this year, and whatever happens, happens.
You got 5 more Dirt King races if you like to go to all of those as well, and they're racing at Plymouth. That's going to be kind of fun for you to kind of kick around that.
Really looking forward to that one. I'm also really looking forward to the Wildman Watson Classic. I think we're going to have a good car for Wellmont, so I'm looking forward to that.
So the Plymouth Dirt Track is on Friday night, August 26th. That's next Friday. So you're racing for the championship this Saturday?
Yep, this Saturday at Plymouth with the regular weekly program there, and then the following Friday with the Dirt Kings Tour.
Gotcha. And then September 10th is the Wild Band race.
Yep.
At Wilmot.
Yep, and the night before that, we're going to be down in Sycamore for our yearly tour down there with the Dirt Kings Tour. And then I think our final race will be out at Gamey. And that'll be our season.
Wow. There's a lot going on yet.
Yeah.
How fresh is the stuff? You mentioned about the right front issue you had. That's been repaired.
Yeah, we got a new right front shock coming, so that'll be no big deal.
Good.
Yeah, Mark's been able to, our program's been good. We've been able to maintain our stuff good all year. Luckily, we haven't had a lot of damage, so that gives us more time to not worry about fixing the car, but just be able to concentrate on making it faster, keeping it maintained so that we don't have such problems.
Yeah, I'm going to get to what you guys get to work with, and I'm going to make a reference here to a movie that came out 40 years ago. Fast Times at Ridgemont High. What did Spicoli say? My dad's got an awesome set of tools. You owner has an awesome set of tools. Mike Formel's got all sorts of Matco tools to use.
That is one thing that I definitely take for granted is that our whole shop is loaded with Matco tools.
Yeah.
And other guys are probably working with 40-year-old craftsmen.
I don't see any Band-Aids on your knuckles either, so
No,
you got the right stuff.
Yeah,
the ratchet
I
stuff
got
that's built
nice
into
Matco
it.
Pro gloves.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah, nice. I don't blame you, man. You got the best stuff going. Who is all involved with this program, Joe, to get you that potentially, not saying I don't want to jinx you, but you got a shot at a championship this Saturday night at Plymouth Dirt Track.
Yeah, we definitely we got as good a shot as anybody. We're going to give it the best shot we have.
Who is there? You mentioned some people here tonight. Let's go through that list again.
My car owners, Mike and Rachel Formella. My main crew consists of my dad, Mike, Goober, Dan Tefalski, Chris Rice. Every week at the track, we got my cousin Joe Vitale, too. Very thankful to have him around. So, yeah, I'm proud of all those guys.
And who else is here with you tonight?
Tonight, we also got both my grandpas, my mom and my sister, Dan's wife, Jane. Our sponsor, Steve from CNS Transportation. Glad to have him here.
Yeah, cool.
So, yeah, glad to have such a big team supporting us.
Any other folks you want to recognize as part of this great season you've had thus far?
Yeah, I'd like to thank all my sponsors, Matco Tools, Formel Enterprises, Conway Shield, Steel Tank Brewing, CNS Transportation, and Alice Automotive.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah.
And you do have time to sleep every now and then, right? A little bit?
Yeah, I try.
It's great having you on the show. You're sitting pretty with those Plymouth Dirt Track points. You're also running really well in the Dirt Kings. I can't tell you how excited we are to have you here. By the way, I don't know if you knew this, but there's another bonus to race the top 6 finishers at Plymouth this Saturday.
I heard that, yeah.
It's Suburban Motors Harley-Davidson in memory of Wayne and Scott Haupt, KW Electric, and Edler Brothers Trucking. They're throwing money in to pay $12.50 to win, and it's pretty deep down to 6th.
Yeah,
that's good money.
Nice purse. I think I also heard they got $50 to the heat winners. So
nice.
Yeah, it's going to be a nice night. We're looking forward to it, and we're going to give her the best shot we got.
Well, go see Joe race at Plymouth this Saturday night, or where can we follow you on social to find out what's cooking with Bongiorno Racing?
You can follow us on Joe Bongiorno Racing and stay up to date with our schedule and sponsors on there. And yeah.
Sounds great. Thanks for coming on the show again.
Thanks for having us, Jim.
Appreciate you coming down. How about I say for Joe Bongiorno and the whole gang he brought with him? Thanks, guys and gals, for bringing the car and enjoying the night with us. Big to-do. Joe going after the championship this Saturday at Plymouth Dirt Track. He's also racing in the Dirt Kings 10th in points, currently with a couple of top 10 finishes there, so looking forward to seeing how his season breaks out. And get to that short track. Support your local racing and set those DVRs and get out there and see Joe race some more this summer. Hopefully we gave you good insights there. We're going to talk to you about what's going on 2 wheels at the Milwaukee Mile, and we got Racing Brothers joining us on the program. Caden Litke and his brother Mason Litke. We got a big announcement with one of those drivers as well tonight, so we're talking about a lot of cool things yet here on the Racing Roundup Show. Stick around.
Thanks for tuning in to the Racing Roundup Show. Check out our website, racingroundupshow.com, and like our show on Facebook. Join us on Twitter and Instagram at Racing Roundup. We're coming right back after these messages from our awesome show sponsors.
Automatic Transmission Design is located in Germantown, Wisconsin. They've been hard at work the last 15 years in perfecting the best performance racing transmissions and converters. The folks at ATD have made it possible to offer the best quality and most affordably priced winning components for off-road, drag racing, truck pulling, and circle track applications. ATD may not be the biggest or most famous company in the marketplace, but they have the will and put in that extra effort to provide you with the best products available. ATD's certified technicians go through a comprehensive quality checklist on every transmission and converter they build. Then it's tested on their in-house dyno. Only then is the product ready for shipment to the customer. ATD takes these steps to provide you with the best quality products every time. They are 100% guaranteed. Their no returns policy makes sure it's right the first time. The next time you need a performance transmission or converter, give Charlie a call at 262-251-7777 or visit autotransdesign.com.
Interstate Batteries, proud sponsor of the Racing Roundup Show and the number 18 of Joe Gibbs Racing. Interstate Batteries is the #1 replacement battery in North America. You deserve the best, so get the best. Go to interstatebatteries.com. Go to interstatebatteries.com to find a dealer near you. Interstate Batteries, outrageously dependable. Get yours today. Race on.
Get your whole family involved in affordable, competitive kart racing at Millwright Raceway in Dousman, Wisconsin, home of the Badger Kart Club. Walk the pit area, talk to racers, and check out the action from the grandstands. There's a play area for the kids and great food at the concession stand. Spectator admission is free. Badger Kart Club Points Racers and National Touring Series race on the challenging paved road course most Sundays from April through September. Badger Kart Club is well established and well respected. There's 15 classes and over 100 drivers racing every week. From ages 5 to 75, kart racing offers competition for generations of racers of all ages. Bring the kids and check out kart racing for yourself at one of America's finest kart tracks. This is where Alan Kowicki, Danica Patrick, Sam Mayer, and Josh Palicki got their start. Millwright Raceway is just south of I-94 in Dousman, 35 miles west of Milwaukee, and 45 miles east of Madison. For all the latest information, directions, and racing schedule, visit BadgerKartClub.com.
The Gravely Mower Series at Olson Outdoor Power is raising the bar on performance with smarter controls, longer run times, and more comfort. Add in layaway and financing from Olson's, and there's no lawn you can't conquer. Buy the best from the best. Gravely at Olson's Outdoor Power, Muskego.
This is America's longest-running weekly motorsports program, held in front of a live audience. Stay up to speed on the Wisconsin racing scene, NASCAR, and the world of motorsports every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Central. Thanks for joining us for the Racing Roundup Show. Once again, here is the trackside voice of the Daytona 500 and NASCAR at the track.
Welcome back to the Racing Roundup Show. We're hanging out with you live, hanging out at Polly's Pub and Eatery. We're across the street from the Milwaukee Mile Racetrack, where it's going to get really busy in the next couple of weeks. The Midwest Truck Series is back in action next Friday night, August 26th at Madison International Speedway, joining the ARCA Midwest Tour in the Howie Letto Classic. Reminder, the Midwest Truck Series is supported by Bassett Wheels and 5-Star Race Bodies. Check out MidwestTruckSeries.com. We're talking about racing. We're talking about the mile. We're talking about two-wheel racing at the Milwaukee Mile. First time since, I think, 1993. Let's welcome in Aaron Haupt with Suburban Motors Harley-Davidson. Aaron, thanks for coming on the show and giving us some good news of what's going on.
Absolutely. I want to say thank you so much for having us. We can't wait to be on here for the next 3 weeks. We bring a lot of stuff to it, and we'll have Benny Carlson here next week, and Rob Bitos, founder of the Bagger Racing League, on 2 weeks after that. As far as the race, it's going to be Labor Day weekend, so September 2nd through the 4th. We're going to have 6 classes, all Harley versus Indian, so right in the backyard of Harley. I mean, we can't wait for it. I'm getting goosebumps just talking about it, getting chills, because we finally have a race in Wisconsin that we're so excited for.
In the hometown of Harley during the rally weekend. You guys have a lot going on at Suburban Motors to begin with. This is adding on to the other passion the Haupt family's had for a long time, racing.
Yeah, absolutely. My grandpa, Wayne, and his wife, Joan, my grandma, started the dealership in 1975. Been in business for 75 years, and we've been racing ever since. It's such a blast. It's a family atmosphere. We do it to have fun.
And you got to race some. I also know that the two-wheel racing usually is American Flat Track or District 16, but the Bagger Racing League is coming to the mile with the Bagger motorcycle races. These are full-on race bikes that look like you could probably buy them off a showroom at Suburban Motors.
That is absolutely correct. You can go in, buy one, take a couple things off of it, and go race that weekend. They are so... You'd think that they're a GP bike almost. It's crazy how much just in a couple years that they've made so many changes that it's nuts. Benny is a fantastic rider, and if you look at it, he's leaning it over like a sport bike. So like I said, it's Harleys versus Indians in the backyard, hometown. Suburban's got a lot of stuff going on that weekend.
I imagine they're not all full dressers, but in reality, they are not too far from a stock bike. How engaging are you in knowing what these bikes are, maybe having riders come in to tune their bikes to get them ready for racing, not just on the road?
So Joe Hope, my dad, he's the mastermind behind the bikes. I'm usually the media guy and helping as much as I can, but yeah, he does everything. He'll help. He'll make sure we got a great crew at Suburban Speed as well inside the Suburban dealership that makes our motors fantastic.
And when it comes to finding out more about the Bagger Racing League, you guys jumped in when they said, "What do you think?" And Rob, the promoter, is saying, we need help. And you guys got everybody to help. Wisconsin Dealer Group is coming on. That's where you can get tickets, right?
Absolutely. So you can go to any of the 13 participating dealer association that are in that group and get tickets discounted at the best price that you can get for the weekend. And yeah, when we got the opportunity, we jumped on it so fast. One, just because of our racing history, and two, why not? It's in Wisconsin, and this group has been around for 70 plus years as well. founded by a lot of people that also loved racing and loved having that competitive edge that you can go and say, hey, we raced on the track on Saturday, Sunday, we're back in the shop on Monday.
Yeah, and it's going to be neat because we haven't seen bikes on the mile since, I think, the 100th anniversary of Harley-Davidson, so it's going to be neat to see the drag specialties Battle of the Baggers presented by...
Custom Dynamics?
Yes, Custom Dynamics. Thank you. I had it written down. I just couldn't get my notes in time. But that's a lot of support locally. Well, where can we find out more about how to get tickets and where to get the dealer listing for the folks watching and listening? Where can we find that group list?
So at baggerracingleague.com, their Facebook, Instagram page, all over social media. If you stop in at any of the dealerships that are participating, stop in at Suburban Motors. We'd be happy to help you get tickets, find out information for it. Yeah.
You brought one of the bikes we did tonight. What'd you bring?
So you brought a 2022 Pan America, bone stock motor actually, because off the showroom floor it is a phenomenal bike. But it's got a sports dress tank on it, a custom one-off tail section that Joe put together, and it is a looker. It makes you do a head spin every time.
You mentioned multiple classes. We're talking basically showroom stock on up then, modify as you go in the classes. Is that the differentiation?
Yep, there's 6 different classes, all varying in skill or different kind of bike that you can run. So you can take something like your Dyna and run it in one of their classes, in the big twins or the lightweights. We pulled actually our XR1200s out of storage that we used to race in the AMA road series and went out to Utah and raced them with Benny, and we ended up taking home the belts, which is awesome because it's not like a normal trophy. You actually get like a wrestling belt.
Nice.
So in the showroom floor, we got a couple of those lined up.
All right, and we got a couple more things to tell you about, including the next couple of weeks, to tell you more about the Bagger Racing League motorcycles racing on the Milwaukee Mile September 2nd, 3rd, and 4th during the Milwaukee Rally. And you brought us a nice flyer. We got some of these we're going to hang on to. You can catch me here at the show until race weekend. But there's a hometown rally, the schedule of events that this is part of. The racing is, but you guys are chock full at Suburban and everywhere else, man. You guys got it lined up already for the Labor Day weekend with all the bikes coming to town.
Yep, everything's ready. We want to have them go to the Milwaukee Mile. We want to have them come down to the bars. We want to have them experience the thunder going around that track. And we can't thank the fairgrounds and their staff that have worked with their track. We had a private testing for it, and to make sure the track is safe, ready, racing ability, and they've done everything that we wanted them to do and more. So we got to give them a shout out to that. We can't wait to have them out there. And like I said before, when we were out there testing, it was just one bike, but it gives you goosebumps hearing it roll around echoing. So I really can't urge that enough. Buy tickets at any of the dealerships. You're helping them out. You're helping the Bagger Racing League come out and experience it.
WIHarleyDealers.com is where you can find out more information. Bagger Racing League is the league coming to town. It's the Drag Specialties Battle of the Baggers presented by Custom Dynamics. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's on Labor Day weekend. We'll tell you more about it in the upcoming shows. Aaron Haupt, thanks for your time and effort to get down here and bring the bike. Thanks, man.
Absolutely. I'm happy to be here. And once again, thanks so much for having me.
Great to see and meet you here. Aaron Haupt joining us here from the Bagger Race League and the big events from Suburban Harley-Davidson Motors up in Thiensville. Get your bike from him. Maybe you get to race it on Labor Day weekend. We'll see. Thank you, Aaron. Appreciate it. We're back talking to Caden and Mason Lidke. They are racing. And we got a big announcement with one of the brothers. I don't know if he even knows about it. I don't know anything other than say, hey, Jim, say there's a big announcement. We'll figure it out. Okay. Thank you, Dave. We got it. We're going to do that next on the Racing Roundup Show.
Join the racing crowd every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Central all season long. Share what you love about short track racing on our Facebook page and on Twitter and Instagram at Racing Roundup. We'll be right back with more of the Racing Roundup Show.
Eliminate the hassles of planning a trip to the races. Hook up with Boring Bob's Escorted NASCAR Racing Tours. Boring Bob offers transportation, lodging, race tickets, nightlife, shuttle service, and more. Boring Bob knows all the back roads into and out of the racetrack to get you in and out fast. Pick one or pick them all. Go in style to Daytona, Bristol, Phoenix, Las Vegas, and more. He has decades of experience and industry contacts galore. You name the race, let Boring Bob do the rest. Call Boring Bob today to make plans now to go on one of Boring Bob's famous escorted NASCAR racing tours. Boring Bob's always at 414-321-1307. That's 414-321-1307. Olson's Outdoor Power Equipment is a fully equipped parts, sales, and service dealer of quality mowers, snow throws, trimmers, chainsaws, and more. Olson services what they sell, does warranty service work on big box store mowers, and their expert service technicians are ready to get your equipment running right. Put their stock parts department and friendly, knowledgeable staff to work for you. Visit the racers at Olson's Outdoor Power Equipment today at 14323 West College Avenue, just 1 mile east of Moreland Road in Muskego. Olson'sPower.com. Olson's Power Equipment.
Paulie's Pub and Eatery at 81st Street and Greenfield Avenue serves up Milwaukee's best pizza, outstanding wings, and a great pub menu. Paulie's Kitchen is open late every night with great nightly specials. Paulie's has a shuttle bus to all Brewers games. Party on the patio this summer with Paulie. Paulie's has 18 flat-screen TVs to catch all of your favorite sports. Stay up to speed and download Paulie's mobile app and receive a free 22-ounce tap beer. Paulie'sPubandEatery.com. Have you partied with Paulie?
427-1000 American Foundation.
When your foundation is in need of repair, you need 3 things: an honest opinion, quality work, and fair prices. Call American.
Trust and dedication. That's American Foundation.
Call American right now for huge savings.
427-1000 American Foundation.
Lots going on in the world of motorsports. Thanks for joining us here on a Tuesday night here at Paulie's Pub and Eatery. Next Tuesday, we're live with the Team Modified crew. 10 race cars. We got some more baggers coming out next Tuesday night. August 23rd, we'll be at Danny Lynch's at the corner of Lincoln and Highway 100 in West Dallas for a special road show, D'Angelo's Construction Road Show at Danny Lynch's at the corner of Lincoln and Highway 100. Next Tuesday night, we're back here at Paulie's in 2 weeks' time. This coming weekend, another huge weekend at Road America. It's in Elkhart Lake, and they'll feature exotic cars, race cars at really high speeds, and the GT World Challenge America. It's really cool. Check it out. They've got every brand that you ever wanted to drive and drool over. They're racing this weekend at Road America in Elkhart Lake. Get details on the jam-packed world-class racing weekend at roadamerica.com. This segment is brought to you by Schlafer Auto Body, sponsors of the leading points leader for the bumper-to-bumper IR Outlaw Sprint Series, Danny Schlafer. They are racers. They're dedicated. They've been at this doing auto body repair with all insurance companies included since 1974. It's 4 generations now of racers getting it done right. Search Schlafer Auto Body on Facebook to get in touch with this family of racers and check out the latest award-winning classic car restoration projects, Schlafer Auto Body in Lannon. It's worth the trip, and it's worth talking about a lot more things, including a couple of guys we were on, I think, last year, maybe the year before, but they're back here with us again. Racing Brothers, let's welcome in Caden and Mason Lidke. Guys, thanks for coming back on the show.
Yep, thanks for having us, Jim.
Yeah, it was definitely 2 years ago. Their voices were not this deep. But it's neat to know you guys get to race together as a family. Let's start with you, Mason, running the sport trucks. They're called Wisconsin sport trucks, right, officially?
Yes, correct.
And they're about the size of this table.
Yeah, I would say so.
And you're getting pretty good at this, aren't you?
Yeah.
Where do you get to race them?
We race every Thursday at WIR, actually, and we actually have a touring series as well for the sports truck, so...
What other tracks have you guys gotten to race this year so far?
Well, for this year, for us personally, we've been to Slinger, and we're actually, we were there a couple weeks back. We were at Dells, the Dells Parkway.
Yep.
And now we're going back there this Saturday to race again.
At the Dells Raceway Park?
Yep.
Awesome. That'll be cool. What do you like about the challenge of going to different tracks?
First of all, I think I like it a lot better because WIR, their smaller track, is such a rough track. Like, it is, anyone who's raced a sports truck or raced anything on there, they know personally that track is just very, very bumpy.
That's the inner quarter mile.
Yeah, correct. And so when you go to a place like Slinger where you're going, first of all, you're going a lot more, you're going faster, and that track is much, 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 much more smoother. I think it just makes things a lot better. Testing out new tracks, and personally, my favorite track is actually the Dells and Slinger. Since they're new to me. So
I think at the Dells you can really get some speed going. Momentum, really, for you guys is everything, right?
Yes, correct.
When it gets, how'd you do the last time you were at the Dells?
Unfortunately, we started on the pole, and we fell back a few spots, and on lap 3 or 4, I believe, we were hooked in the right rear, and we spun, and we crashed back end first into the tire barrier.
Bummer.
Which bent a lot of stuff, so we've been trying to figure our truck out. It hasn't drove the same since, and we just got things figured out, too. So.
Let's talk about one of the highlights then. Your top 5 run at Slinger. How much fun was that?
Oh, that was so much fun at Slinger. Just like you said, momentum in these trucks are everything, and you're going so fast. I think these trucks at Slinger get to about 90 miles per hour, I would say.
No way.
Which is pretty fast.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, running top 5 at Slinger, especially with a decent field of trucks, we beat a lot of fast people that night. So to get the 52 top 5 again at Slinger, I think that's pretty awesome.
Let's bring in Caden. Absolutely. Caden, you've been racing at Slinger too in the Memorial Go-Karts, right?
Well, actually, I'm racing at the same track as Mason did last year when he won the championship.
That's
on the
right.
karts.
Yeah. Where was that? Where do you race now?
The Oshkosh Speed Zone.
That's right. I'm sorry. I messed that up. I mixed it up. My problem. My issue, because I don't see you guys often enough. How much fun is it racing there?
Man, it's been awesome this year. Been able to lead the points throughout the entire season since I don't have to deal with this guy right next to me. But this year's been really fun. We've came home with 3 feature wins so far this year, including last night where we started on the pole, was able to lead all 20 laps and bring it home.
Good for you. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Did you bring the trophy with you?
No, we don't get a trophy for winning a feature, but we get a flag and all that, and hopefully we can bring home the championship trophy at the end of the year.
And how many more races do you have left in the karts you race at Oshkosh?
Well, we have 4 more point races left, the heat race and 2 more features. So yeah.
The Pro Kart Series. Tell us about that go-kart and that setup you have. We're talking 90 miles an hour in the sport trucks. How much do you guys get cooking speed-wise and handling-wise? Is there adjustable suspension on the karts you guys drive? It doesn't look like a traditional kart to me.
Yeah, usually when we adjust things, it's just mostly tire pressure.
Okay.
But the kart, it's 6.5 horse Briggs & Stratton, so nothing too big. Usually 35 mile an hour, we're able to get out on the track.
Momentum then is everything for you guys.
Right.
So I imagine it helps him in the sport truck. How's it helping you try to win that championship this year? How close are you?
Well, we actually have a pretty big point gap over second.
Good.
So I think we're able to just hold on to it, hopefully.
Maintenance is a big deal. You can't overlook anything. You got to, I'm sure, attack it just like it's another race coming through the end of the season. How much time do you spend in the shop over the course of a week, Hayden?
Well, the kart is actually set up really well, so we don't really have to do too much work to it over the week.
Good. And it's fast.
Right.
Don't mess with it.
Right.
Mason, I understand there's some news your brother wants to share with the rest of us.
Yeah, so I've been hyping this up on my social media for a little bit now.
This
and
is Kid Lucky now making an announcement. You heard it here first on the air. Go ahead.
So, yep, we actually have our new, I guess I can call it a vehicle now. Next year, I'm going to be able to compete with my brother in the Wisconsin sports trucks.
Whoa, that's huge. Congrats, man.
Thank you.
I can tell you're excited. Your smile is about as wide as it possibly can get. Your brother's not smiling as much because he knows how much fun it was racing you for a championship last year in the karts, and now he's got to put up with you again. No, I'm kidding. This is exciting for you guys.
Right.
And you guys get to bounce notes off each other. I'm sure you might miss a little bit of that now that you guys are racing different things, right, Mason?
Yeah. The trucks, like we were talking about, when he first got his truck, we were like, because these trucks, every little adjustment on them, like, changes a lot.
Okay.
And so we're talking with Caden when he got his truck, we're like, we're going to try to set it up as best as we can possible to match my truck because we've been running pretty solid for our first year in the truck. And so we're going to try to set up like his, or we're going to try to set mine up like his. But the thing is, each truck is so different. Like, you try to copy a setup, it might run completely different. So I think it's just going to be him having to learn the track, learning how to drive it. And I think after a while, I think he'll get the hang of it. Maybe he'll be running up with us.
Yeah, there's going to be a learning curve there, but I imagine you now have a track. You have a path to go with. You know your brother's going to treat you right. You know you're going to race well. You know you're going to try to learn a bunch of stuff. Caden, you're going to keep racing karts and go into sport trucks, or is this going to be a transition for you at the end of the season?
No, this is going to be a transition at the end of the year. We're going to sell the kart at the end of the season. So,
how many karts do you end up racing on a given night over the last couple of years you guys are racing? What would be like one of the biggest nights you've had, and what's the average kart count?
Well, this year we haven't been having too many. It's 6 mostly every week.
Okay.
Unlike last year where we're usually running 8.
All right. Still a lot of competition though, because you see the same people every week, man. You got to get that edge.
Right. The thing about those karts too, the track is just so difficult. It's most nights it's usually a one-lane track, so it's all about hanging on the bottom, waiting for a mistake, which actually so we do 3 races a night. We have a first heat race, the feature, and then we ended off with another 8-lap heat race. But last night in that race, it was actually a 2-lane racetrack. I started last with the field invert from my feature win, and I was able to be running side by side with the leader, and he just got me coming out of the final corner, and I still managed to edge second.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
Right.
How many more nights you got left? I might have already asked you that, but I'm sorry.
Yeah, we just have 2 more Monday nights, and then a week off for Labor Day, and then we have our big 75 lapper at the end of the year.
All right. We got a big track called Wisconsin International Raceway. You guys get to race there with the sport trucks. I'm going to ask you, Mason, about your efforts in racing there. Are we looking at championship possibilities? Looking at running how many more point nights? What's the focus here towards the end of the season now as we're already mid-August?
Well, right now we have 3 more races, counting this week, to run for points. We're currently in 9th place out of 28 trucks, which is pretty good, I would say. We've been there every single week except the 2nd or 3rd week, but we got lucky and it rained out because we couldn't make it that night. But yeah, right now we're currently in 9th place. We're winning Rookie of the Year as well as we speak. So our goal right now is just to stay in the top 10 for points and run as consistently as possible. Try to run from some top 10s. We've had a night where we had a top 5 effort, but we got wrecked right at the end with about 3 to go. So we're going to try to have some of those more good nights.
All right, Caden, practice your victory speech. Who's helping you this year in winning that championship in the karts in Oshkosh?
Well, obviously, I've had my dad and also Dan Crouch, who's watching tonight. And obviously, my cheering section in the stands, they've been really supportive throughout the year. And also for sponsors, first of all, I got to thank Kyle and Dave Brinkman. They're both absolutely great people. It really wouldn't be possible without them. They've just been so helpful and supportive throughout our racing careers, with helping just pretty much on the safety side of things, which is amazing.
Mm-hmm. As far as crew goes, who's helping you get that cart ready in a given week? You said there's not a lot of work to do, but there's still people involved, I'm sure.
Right, mostly my dad. He usually figures out the tire pressure and all that, and then whenever I need to help get pushed out to the grid and whatnot, usually Dan helps.
Does your brother help at all, or is he worried about the truck?
He's usually in the stands every week, but
all right.
It's the opposite for the trucks. Actually, I'm on the crew for his truck this year.
Oh, wow, cool. As far as the truck goes, you've had some successes. You're learning a lot. You mentioned top 10 in points right now. Who's helping you with your effort, Mason?
Obviously, I want to thank my dad a lot. He's spent so much time working on the truck, and obviously, I've tried to do what I can, but he's the guy. He knows everything. I don't think I'll ever know as much as he does about all that stuff. But yeah, I want to really thank my dad. I want to thank Dan as well. He's came there every other night, I would say, helping us with the truck, figuring some things out for that night. And obviously, I want to thank Caden too. He's always helping me, pushing me to drive it harder, and he's one of the guys there to start up the truck and get us rolling for qualifying or a race.
How about some sponsors? Do you have anybody that you want to thank tonight?
Yeah, for sure. I want to thank my title sponsor, Boogity Media. I hope he's watching tonight. They are actually he's a small business. He runs on Instagram, and it focuses on short tracks. He goes to local short tracks and films videos to give those short tracks to show what they're about, and that these short tracks they produce some really good racing. So I think it's really cool to have him, especially since we race at WIR, which is also a pretty short track. So, and he was going to come out to a race this year. Unfortunately, he couldn't. But
okay.
I also want to thank Devin's Deals, Morgan's Closets, Mr. Detail in Fond du Lac, Firehouse Subs at the Oneida Center, Ramjet, Rich Mar Florist, who's actually been sponsoring me since the kart, Gus Garcia from Remax, AKMFG, KBR Development, like Caden said. Kyle and Dave have helped us through so much. Dan's Rod Shop, Jake and Lisa, and obviously my crew, Mom, Dad, Elena, and Caden, and just anyone who comes out to support us or comes and helps in the pits.
All right, Caden, thank you. Did we forget anybody? You're
Yeah,
sitting there looking at your brother's list. You're like, wait a minute, I got to say something.
Yeah,
I can tell.
I gotta put out there 2 more. 2 of the ones that he said that actually jumped on my cart for this year. Devin's Deals, they're absolutely amazing. They're selling NASCAR die-cast hero cards and all that. And then also Morgan's Closets, which actually they set up at Grundy County Speedway every Friday night for the races. So if you're ever there and you're in the look for some NASCAR items, go right ahead and go over there.
Cool. You guys did a great job representing them tonight. I'm sure you do every time you race the kart at Oshkosh on Monday nights, and wish you best in the Wisconsin Sport Trucks coming up here soon. The season's coming to a quick close. How about I say for Mason and Caden Littke joining us tonight on the show. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Jim.
Really appreciate it. Make sure you sign our Bob Trado sign writer backdrop as well. Man, it's going to be a fun time catching up with you guys again, maybe this time next year, or maybe before that. Maybe we're talking about championship nights. Who knows? You know, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Love to have you guys back on the program. This past Thursday was a huge night at Wisconsin International Raceway, and also the Alive for Five paid $5,000 to the winner. They were supposed to have 2 75-lappers. Well, Bill Holland was at both big races, and here's his In the Groove thoughts and recap of a big race or two from this past week on In the Groove.
Hi, I'm Bill Holland in the Groove at Dell's Raceway Park, where it's a very big night in the Alive for Five Super Late Model Series. After nights 2 and 3 rained out earlier in the season, DRP promoters decided to make night 4 double features. We're looking at 150 laps of super late model action this evening. It's going to be a big night for the driver who can chase down the checkered flag.
Lake Geneva's Jordan DeVoy comes into the night leading the Alive for 5 points after winning the Icebreaker 100 in April.
Yeah, I'm really excited with the way the Icebreaker 100 went. I think the double features is interesting. I was a little excited when we had a rain out or two because they turned it into 3 races. Anybody that had a bad day had a harder time catching back up. But Jerry did the right thing by splitting the last 2 features into double feature nights, making it back into 5 races and keeping the payout structure essentially the same.
2-time ARCA Midwest Tour champion Casey Johnson was running second in the Icebreaker before engine trouble.
We were racing with Jordan a little bit there. I don't know if we'd won, but we'd had a great points day. And she just didn't want to finish her off. But no, them adding this race back instead of just making it a 4-race deal gives us a shot again.
For the 3rd year in a row, Justin Mondyke in the 44 is the winningest super late model driver in Wisconsin.
To have 2 races in one night is kind of unique, so it can either be a really good night if you have a good car or a bad night if you have a bad car. So we've been working on it all day in practice. I feel like we've made it better. Hopefully get qualifying in and beat this rain and at least get one of the features in tonight.
Former Wisconsin Challenge Series champion Ryan Farrell is another top contender.
The Tour is obviously the greatest touring thing we got around right now, competition-wise, and this has really been, if you're going to race one track, there's no more prestigious track to run good in a super late, in my opinion, than this.
Midwest Tour regular Levon Vandergeest is in the middle of a strong season and looking forward to twin features tonight.
There's always a really good field of cars for these Alive for 5 races, and the best thing is this is a little bull ring. It's a tight track. It's a lot of tight racing, but with the quality of drivers that there is here, there's usually never many wrecks in the features, and that's one of my favorite things about how great the competition is.
The 602 Outlaw late models are also scheduled for twin features. Mike Winters in the 77 has led from the drop of the green flag, but a late caution gives Jason Stark in the 81, Ryan Johnson Sr. in the 17, and the whole field another shot at the leader. Anything can happen in a green-white checkers shootout, especially with a light mist in the air. Winters looking to go green to checkers. Stark in the 81 has come through the field. We are on the last lap, and no one's getting past the 77 car in this one. It's Mike Winters, the Madison area driver, taking the feature win.
I like him because it's a learning experience, big time. I mean, I've never had a car like this with this many different adjustments and everything else. I came from a street stock, so different. It's a learning process. So.
The super late models are green for 75 laps, and it's the 75 of Chris Weinkoff. Casey Johnson in the 5, Jordan DeVoy in the 38, leading this very fast field early on. This is Chris Weinkoff's first Alive for 5 appearance, only his 2nd race of the year. But the former State Park Speedway champion might be a driver to watch tonight. There is a mist in the air, but after 2 rainouts, everyone wants to get this race in. Up front, Jordan DeVoy making his move for the lead. The Icebreaker 100 winner looking for another Alive for 5 feature win. Mike Litchfield in the 44 and Austin Nason's 14 now in the top 5. DeVoy leading the way, and trouble. It's Litchfield going around in the 44. Caution flies with 57 laps to go. DeVoy and Johnson up front, bringing the field to the green flag. A lot of racing left in this one, and a lot of cars scattering in the corner. Jeff Storm, the hard-charging veteran out of Waterford, Wisconsin's in the middle of things. Caution again, and Stormy with damage as he heads to the pit. Jordan DeVoy and Casey Johnson up front, with Austin Nason and Chris Weinkoff right behind. Lane choice on these restarts can really help if you make the right decision. It's DeVoy. Nason now up to second with Johnson third. Ryan Farrell up to fourth in the 80, and fast qualifier Gabe Summers in the 15, your top five. Nason, the Rockford Speedway National Short Track Champion, has a strong car and makes his move to take the lead from DeVoy. Johnson right there in the 5. And here's a battle for the top spot. Austin Nason and Casey Johnson have raced with each other a lot over the years. In the Big 8 Series, on the ARCA Midwest Tour, at the National Short Track Championship, at most of the big super late model shows. These two really battling ahead of DeVoy, Farrell, and Summers. Nason to the inside of Johnson, coming down the front stretch, and sparks flying. The 14 hard into the turn 1 wall. Just like that, Austin Nason's night is over. Casey Johnson has been strong all night, and so has Jordan DeVoy. Who's going to step up and challenge the front runners? Ryan Farrell has been in the mix all night. He's up to second ahead of the 38, with Summers and Mike Litchfield back up to fifth. 8 laps to go and the caution flies. Tristan Swanson in the 100 involved. On the restart, it's Johnson and Farrell leading the way. It's go time for these contenders, and oh no time for Jordan DeVoy. He's in the middle of a mess in 1 and 2. Jesse Bernhagen in the black 32 car also involved. Back to green flag racing, and it's Casey Johnson out front, with Mike Litchfield and Gabe Summers battling for the second spot. Johnson, the 2-time ARCA Midwest Tour champ and 4-time Tundra Series champion, just put himself back in the Alive for 5 title hunt, taking the checkers ahead of Summers and Litchfield.
There was a lot of back and forth there. I mean, I knew from the drop of the green that, we kind of had our car set up for the long run. We didn't, even starting on the front row, I kind of planned to give that up right away and settle in and see what it did. So we settled back into like third or fourth, something like that. And, once tire pressures came up, the car came in, and we were able to go back forward.
The Mid-American stock cars are here for 40 laps of feature racing. With more than 24 cars and drivers, it's a very strong Mid-Am field at DRP. Andy Jurek in the 18 car has led from the drop of the green, with series champion Ron Vandermeer Jr. right there in the 3 car. We've got a spin between 3 and 4, and with more than half the race program in, the caution and checkered flags fly. There's been moisture in the air all night long. The second feature for the super late models and 602 Outlaws canceled. As for the Mid-Ams, Jurek is first to the finish, but the 18 is disqualified for a suspension rule violation. Ron Vandermeer Jr. awarded the win.
25 cars strong today. The top 10 or 12 in qualifying were under a tenth apart. We just that's what you thrive on. You come out here to run good and be in contention for it, and then prevail at the end.
A big shakeup in the Alive for 5 points, especially with drivers getting double points for their performance this evening. The same holds true in October, when the following event will decide the 2022 Alive for 5 championship. I'm Bill Holland. Thanks for watching. Thanks to everyone who makes this program possible. We'll see you next time we go in the groove on the Racing Roundup Show.
Thank you, Bill. Good stuff right there, right? We loved having Bill Holland in the groove on our program each and every Tuesday. Next Tuesday night, we are live at the Danny Lynch's Bar at the corner of Lincoln and Highway 100 in West Dallas. It's a big stoplight, 108th Street and Lincoln Avenue. Danny Lynch's Bar, it's Bonafide Security Solutions tonight. We got 10 race cars already committed. There'll be drivers from all forms of Wisconsin short track racing there, so come on out and join us. Got some bagger bikes that are going to be out there as well with some riders, so it's going to be a lot of fun. Meet us at Danny Lynch's for Team Bonafide Night a week from now, Tuesday night, August 23rd. Visit our show website, racingroundupshow.com. Like our show on Facebook as well. We're going to tell you that we've got a lot of fun tonight. We're going to wrap things up. That music tells me there's a little bit of time to tell you about all the fun things we have going on. This weekend, lots more racing. We hope we introduced you to going to this weekend and in the weeks to come as our racing season is in full swing. This is the Racing Roundup Show. We would not be able to do this without our crew. Thank you, Dave Schmalzer, Matt Rapina, Greg Lapine, Dean Strom, Sam Trado. My boy's got his birthday tomorrow. Sherry Prague, Bruce Blodgett, and Mark Goodman. Thank you for your help. His birthday is in a couple of days, so thanks, guys, for being part of the crew on your busy week. And we want to thank you for joining us as well on our great guest lineup tonight. We encourage you to go to our website, like our show on Facebook. RacingRoundupShow.com is where you'll see this show anytime you feel like it. Click on the live button, click on the archives, and see what you want to see, or maybe you missed something tonight or one of our prior shows the last couple years. It's all on RacingRoundupShow.com. Until next Tuesday night, set your DVRs, support your local racing, and have at it, racers.
Thank you for joining us for the Racing Roundup Show. Like our show on Facebook, contact us via our website, racingroundupshow.com, and interact with us on Twitter and Instagram at Racing Roundup. We are delivering fresh content every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Central. Until next time, race fans, support your local racetrack, set your DVR, and have at it, racers.